wanders through the Lake District, bagging Wainwrights and outlying fells. With his trusty eyepiece, a cap, and rugged good looks, his name is Dave Ostel, the Mountain Man. He wanders through the Lake District, bagging Wainwrights and outlying fells. With his trusty eyepiece, a cap, and rugged good looks, his name is Dave Ostel, the Mountain Man.
Right, welcome back to another episode of Dave Ostel Mountain Man. Today we're in Langdale for the third time this year. I'm going up a couple of fells that we haven't done for a couple of years now, namely Cold Fell and Pike of Blisco. It's not just those two. We are adding a few extra classified tops on. Cold Fell has its far west top and west top, which are Nuttalls, and there's a couple of Birketts just up here of Long Crag, Rhino's Fell, Blake Rig. So yeah, bit of mopping up to do in this area, but we're going up my favourite way up any fell I think in the Lake District, and that's up this gill here just to the left of Great Knot, which is in the Clag. Luckily the fell we're going is just poking out of it. So this is looking up to the band where we were last month when we headed up to the Climbers Traverse. We've got a magnificent looking pony here. I've never seen those in this little valley. Last time we were here were some horned Highland coos, I think, and they're up on the fell side just up here. Yeah. I didn't know they climbed the hills, but there's a big bugger with massive horns just up there by that rock. Bloody hell. I'm glad it's up here, or it might be like last week on Dove Crag, finding an alternate path. But anyway, yeah, we're making a bit of a loop of this. We, like I say, parked at the Old Dungeon Ghyll. It's £9 all day unless you're a National Trust member, and we're going to be going essentially up the Ghyll, picking off the three fells on Cold Pike before over Pike of Blisco and along these fells here, and we'll drop back down via Blea Tarn. The weather's supposed to be improving. We've had 2 or 3 days of absolute pissing it down in the Lake District, and this, for once, I'm fortunate enough to be on my day off and it's cleared up for that. So yeah. Hi, I think the first time I did a video on this route, it was only like the third of the channel back in 2021 when I went up to Crinkle Crags. I crossed this beck here and there was absolutely not a drop of water in it. Probably the last time we had a serious drought, and the village, I've been told, below Horswater has been making an appearance this year, but last 2 or 3 days worth of rainfall, loads of water today, and this waterfall up here is in full flow, it looks like, or not far off it. So I think that's taken care of any potential hosepipe bans we may have had coming. So we're in the rush today, so I'm trying to take my time up this. It's a really good path going up it. We came down it the first time, for me anyway, me and Dave Allen, after we did the Crinkles. I didn't enjoy coming down this path. I find it very slippy, to be fair, and it was a particularly dry day then as well. But going up it, it's no bother, so I'd always recommend you go up this way. Thankfully we're not coming back down it today because, like I say, we're making a bit of a up over Pike of Blisco. But looks like the crag's at about 750 to 800 metres, so that's not going to bother us today, hopefully. It's a bit of a grueler, so yeah, like I said, need rush, we're just going to take our time. I thought of a good walk actually to do the entire Langdale Pike, so I thought, see what you think of this. Parking Grasmere. Now you could go up all this ridge here, these are all the pikes really, all the way up to, I don't know, Rossett Pike, over the Crinkles, round Pike of Blisco, and back down here and end on Side Pike. So I think from along this ridge to Side Pike, that should cover pretty much the entire Langdale Pikes, all the little Birketts and Singes you can pick up along that route, not just the 5 Wainwrights that are up there. And you could get the bus back from the Old Dungeon Ghyll, and that can get you back into Grasmere that way. So long day, might even be a 2-dayer, probably will be a 2-dayer, but yeah, when you hear people do say I'm doing the Langdale Pikes, what they mean is they're doing 5 of them, not 20 or so that there actually is. I'm really slow. I've had a bit of a heel injury since the Dove Crag walk last week. It was 3 days last week. I could not walk on my left heel. It was very painful. I don't know what it was, trapped nerve or, you know, I googled all the symptoms, but when you Google symptoms, you're basically on your deathbed, aren't you? So, no, I don't know what to believe, but anyway, it's about 90% recovered now, but it's making going up here pretty tough. Like I say, it is very steep, but we've just about broken the back of it now once we get to this col just by this Brown How. Oh, we're flipping these rocks today. A bit greasy, but just about managing. Oh, nice, sun's starting to come out. You might notice I've got my base layer on. It's fairly cold this morning. Back to almost winter conditions after shorts and t-shirt last week. Right, so that's us up to the relief section. As you can see, there's a nice stretch of flat ground here. That's taken about an hour and 10 minutes from the Old Dungeon Ghyll to this point. Done about 2 miles. There we go. Just approaching Red Tarn here. If you want to know why it's called Red Tarn, just take a look at the colour of the rocks as you approach it. And there is a slight scramble just here. It's okay, but it is hands-on rock moment. Once you're up here, you get this wonderful view of the waterfall in full force. Look at that. Oh. Here we are, just at the col where I wanted to be, and Red Tarn is just directly ahead, although I can't quite see it from this lower down. To the left here we've got Pike of Blisco, and to the right this would take you towards Great Knot and the Crinkle Crags behind. We're going to be hooking a left up this ridge here to Cold Fell. But first, before going to the Wainwright summit, we're going to be picking up the far west top and the west top, 2 nuthalls that I've never done, and this is quite tricky getting over here. As you can see, been a fair amount of rain. Oh dear, never had trouble getting over there before, so that just shows you how much there's been. And we're looking over to Weatherlam now, one of my favourite Wainwrights, and that's just poking out of the cloud now. So aye, we're clearing. But once we come down Cold Fell, we'll hook past the bottom of Red Tarn there and up Pike of Blisco. But from there, that's when I become anxious, because it's a path I've never been on before. I'm always like that on new paths. It's an experience that doesn't really go away from me anyway. Okay, so we just continued up that path from Red Tarn. Here's Great Knot, so you want to be turning left about Great Knot, and here is up to Cold Pike's far west top, which is a nuthall. It's got a cairn on it, I can see. There is a cairn along the path that would take you up the good track to the Wainwright summit of Cold Pike. But yeah, if you want to pick up these 2 extra ones, it looks like it's worth it actually. This looks quite a nice mound here. Just head up a little bit further towards Great Knot up that path and then swing a left. There's not much in terms of paths across here, but it's quite low gradient, and I don't think you'll have an issue picking your way over. But yeah, this is a steep one, and I can see why it's its own distinct summit. It is separated from Cold Pike Fell. There's a bit of a valley between all the summits there, so I reckon this is one worth coming to pick up. And here we are, the first summit of the day after 2 hours or so. Cold Pike's far west top, which is a nut-all. We'll take it. Wow, that's some decent views. The Crinkle Crags are still in the clag here, and that's where we've came from. Pike of Blisco, Red Tarn's just down there, tucked away. Great Knot. And we can see the Birketts we did with Dave Allen a few weeks ago. Little stand and Stone Steep Hike just up there. Some sheer crags. Right, we're just about seeing the other summits now. And along here, I'm guessing it's that big square rock at the top there. That must be Cold Pike's west top. And we can see the Wainwright just in the distance there. And that's the one that most people go and bag. So this is one of the beauties of finishing the Wainwrights. Gives you time just to go wherever you want, you know, and just chill. I like coming out to these new little fells. No one's coming here. I bet I'm the only person on this fell today. No more than 3 people, I reckon. You can just sit here and look over to Great Knot, which some people might go up. Probably not though, because it's a Birkett. They'll be on the way up to Crinkle Crags up there. You can just sit and people watch. It's one of my new favourite hobbies. Just seeing people and see how they react to their environment, you know, and learn. I study people, you know. I've got a lot of free time, too much some people say. But what I will say, incidentally, this weekend on the Lake District Hiking and Wild Camping group on Facebook, I have set a challenge, and it's between today, the 16th of April, and the 23rd of April, next Wednesday, over the Easter bank holiday weekend. And I want a photograph. I'm going to put a post up today, and I want a photograph of every single Wainwright within that week from people. That's the challenge I've set, so people can do as many different summits as they want. I just want to see how many we can get to just from community interaction. It's a fun little game, anybody can take part. This is going to be my contribution for the week, I think. Cold Pike and Pike of Blisco once we get up there. But I'm concerned about some of the more obscure fells, like, I don't know, Kentmere Pike and Shipman Knot's Grey Crag, you know, Tarn Crag over in Sleddale. But I think we can do it. We've got a good group, 130 odd thousand. Like I said, the only group I interact in, and it's good fun. You make new friends. So that's the challenge Dave Austell Mountain Man has set this week. There'll be a few days left of it when I post this video. I think this will be up on Sunday, so you'll have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to contribute if you'd like to. There you go. Even rarer than people coming to these summits, they're the rarities. I love those. See those little shelves just below the west top of Cold Pike? I bet nobody goes down there. Looks like nice flat ground for a bit of a camp with a steep drop. But, beautiful. Once I've finished out these obscure summits, I'll probably go to places like that in the end. And once again, there's not much in terms of paths here. That's looking back at the far west top. Wow, look at them crags of little stand over there. Me and Dave Allen came down those shelves somehow. Must look worse than they actually are, but there's some big drops there if you're not careful. And here we are, just like that. A second new summit of the day, a nut-all of Cold Pike's west top. That's looking back at the far east top just over there. I think this is the high point. We'll go and have a look down on the ridge over there. Right, oh, behind the summit rock, this'll do. Oh, you can resume people watching. The old Crinkle Crags path's filling up now. Starting to clear a bit, but just hugging the 800 metre mark. So, why did I do this walk today? Well, you can kind of blame it on Dave Allen, to be honest with you, because when we did the Bowfell and Crinkle Crags walk a few weeks back there, we were coming down Little Stand, and I pointed over to these two extra nuttalls, and he said, "Dave, I'm not as young, handsome or as fit as you." And I'm like, "Oh, that's very nice of you to say. It's pretty embarrassing though. I can't manage those extra two fells." So, I mean, I left that bit out of the video because just to save face really, but aye, it's Dave Allen's fault that I'm here today, but I'm thankful that we missed them off because it's been a lovely little walk. You have to come back and do these, they're wonderful. Right, on to Cold Pike Wainwright, just there. Couple just walking there, I feel like shouting to them, "Come up here, it's a nuttall." I'm not a very sociable person, I don't know how to talk to people. They probably think I'm crackers anyway. They've just missed it though, so close. I just feel like, oh, come up here. Look at them, unawares what they're missing out on. Approaching Cold Pike's Wainwright summit. That's looking back at the west top. You can see the far west top, just a little mound on the end there. Bowfell's out the crags now along with the crinkles, so that's good news. Right, and here we are, after 3 hours of walking, we've got our third fell. The first Wainwright of the day of Cold Pike. So we made a bit of an effort with the cairn, it's a nice rock. But there we go, wow. Absolutely So I've just spotted a summit over here. It looks like someone's tried to build a cairn. I think that's the actual summit up there, but we'll go up to this one. That's definitely the high point of Cold Pike. But anyway, I'm going to continue along this ridge now, and there is a path that will hook left down to the bottom of Red Tarn. The last time I was on this fell was last January with Andrew Foster. I think he must have spent an hour and a half on here, because I went up to Pike of Blisco first and I came over to join him on this fell eventually. So I didn't get to spend much time on this summit, not as much as him anyway. But anyway, it's a lovely little place. This is looking over to Weatherlam, Birkfell Man, Hull Howe. We've got Great Cars and Swirl Howe and Great Friar right on the end there. There is a summit up here. It looks like it's Cold Pike's south top. Oh, it's not an easy summit to get up. Ain't much of a path. I think this might be good enough to be an hostel, you know. Pretty sure when I looked, Mr. Singe or Mr. Hump hadn't claimed it. So aye, Cold Fell, south top. Boom. Yay. Right, just down here and hook a left. Oh. Just be careful if you're reading my book in future and you're coming to bag Cold Fell's south top. That's quite sketchy coming down there, so yeah, that's probably my hardest fell I've got so far. A bit of a scramble down here. It's just a comfortable path down the south side of Cold Pike, and yeah, here we go. We're just going to be hooking a left here. That's going to take us towards Red Tarn. Right, so we're just at the north end of Red Tarn here. We're just going to be swinging right up this path to the summit of Pike of Blisco. God, I've never felt under so much pressure to get up a fell. There's a little kid coming up behind me. It's challenging what little masculinity I have left. I can't be beaten by a kid. Oh, panic averted. I think the parent of the child needed a rest. The child didn't look like it did. So, yeah. Oh, God. here we are on Pike of Blisco's south top. I couldn't do any filming on the north top of the main summit there, the Wainwright. That's as busy a fell as I've seen in my life, but good on them. But that is bank holiday weekend, starts tomorrow really, so I guess a lot of people have come today on a Thursday to get some time away. But hi, we can see down onto the Birketts that we're going to next. We've got Long Crag and Blake Rig. Just heading off the south summit of Pike of Blisco, and there's Birketts here somewhere, two of them, but I can't point at them. That's potentially one, Long Crag, and I think there's Blake Rig potentially on the end over there as well. So my watch is taking me in that direction, but if it changes I'll let you know. Tricky little scramble that down off the south end of Pike of Blisco. Or more than likely I've missed the path, but anyway, we're down, and like I say, the next fell's called Long Crag. I think it's also named Rhino's Fell. The only thing I can see that looks like a long crag is that there, so I'm gonna assume it's that. And right, after the initial stage, that descent became quite pleasant, and it's kind of obvious now which the fell is. The closer you get to them, it's like, oh, how did I miss that? But yeah, a long crag. And that's exactly what we're getting, I think, on this one. That's a hell of a crag, that, isn't it? That's it. That's looking back at Pike of Blisco, just here. And here we are at the summit of the first Birkett of the day of Long Crag, Rhino's Fell. Stunning. Wow. Need cane up here, Bill. It's another one to build for you. Oh, we have a little pool of water. That's nice. Don't know the best way to get across to that one. There's quite a few crags in the way. Oh wow. That's alright, That's alright. I'm just trying to work out the best course of action to get to this next fell. I don't fancy dropping all the way down there. There's quite a few crags in the way, so I think it's best to go back down to this path and contour round to it. I don't think you'll lose as much ascent if you do that, so a little retrace then over to Blake Rig. Right, let's just look back at Long Crag. Now this is what... Oh, Jesus! Bloody hell! What I was trying to say is I've just put a cairn on this fell here, so I don't know what this is. That's definitely Long Crag over there. We'll pick this one up, whatever it is. Right, Nemo Falls, hour to Blake Rig. Right, so we are just approaching Blake Rig now, just on the outcrop here. It's a higgledy-piggledy set of fells out here. It's lovely walking. It feels really wild. I'm enjoying myself, but oh. Right, here we are in the final fell of the day. The second new Birkett of Blake Rig. We'll take it, Jesus. Oh, boom. Oh, let's have a look down over here. What's that? Little Langdale Tarn. I think Blea Tarn's just down here somewhere. Right, here we are on the summit of Blake Rig, the second new Birkett of the day. Oh, what's that top there? I'm going to be going back that, aren't I? Luckily, I think it's on our way back down to the path, which will take us down to Blea Tarn, which is just beyond this ridge here. I can see Side Pike, and this is Lingmoor Fell just here, so we're not far from the car, probably less than 2 miles I would say, but I'm just going to have a chill here as we look back over to Pike of Blisco. And it's hard to spot Long Crag now, but there it is there, just in the foreground. Didn't know what that summit is. I'll have to find out, because it's not a Birkett, so, but it does look distinct, and we can see Cold Pike sticking out just on the horizon there. So yeah, we've done quite well. I don't know how long we've been. What we've done? 7 miles to this point, so it's going to be 9 miles time to get back to the car, I would say. When you get a day like today, I want to make the most of it. I'm on my own here. No one's coming out to do these Birketts. Pike of Blisco is absolutely jam-packed up there. Busiest fella I've ever been on personally. So it's just a bit of solitude time. It's absolutely wonderful. And I want this to go down in my memories. I've enjoyed it. Right, I'm not sure what this summit is. It's got a cairn on it. That's looking back at Blea Tarn, where we've just came from. But as we overlook Langdale here, and we can see the edge of Blea Tarn, I thought it'd be a good time to sign off the adventure. This has been Cold Pike, Pike of Blisco, and a few other bonus fells to boot. I think the path is just over here, and that'll swing us down to the road or Blea Tarn, and then we'll just walk back to the Old Dungeon Ghyll from there. So I just want to say thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you back out on the fells very, very soon.